I'm sorry to open this video with such a message, but it's unfortunate to say that one of the two female guppies had a fight with one of the males and decided to jump ship out of the tank. I caved in. As you may have noticed from the title, that I have decided to use fertilizers. There were many factors that led me to this decision. 1. Slow growth even amongst the fast-growing species. 2. Plant deficiencies. And 3. Algae on the plants, which indicates that they were not in perfect condition. This could also be a lighting issue. Literally the only nutrients that the plants were getting were the little nutrients from the tap water, the soil which seems to be tapped out, and the broken down fish waste. So I decided to opt for root tabs and see how that goes for now. Homemade root tabs using Osmocote Plus. Shooting this kind of B-roll wasn't the best idea. But why Osmocote? Because it's super easy to make and a lot cheaper. This stuff can last you a long time. The only issue is planting them into the substrate, as they love to float due to the air in the capsules. Oh, and make sure you plant these as deep as you can to the substrate. If they break the surface, it can lead to all kinds of algae issues because of the nutrients being released. So a part of the anubias fell off, so I decided to stick into the substrate. When you do plant anubias, make sure you don't plant the rhizomes into the substrate, just the roots as you see here. Otherwise, the plant would suffocate and die. Well, would you look at that? My Cebu Blue Pothos is making a recovery with a new sprouting leaf. I knew this would happen. Hey yo, any doubters in chat? Jokes aside, I'm curious about something else with the other plant. Just look how long these roots have been growing. Like seriously, I've never seen roots this long before. Let me know if I should trim these roots in the comments below. Now you're probably wondering what I'm gonna do with the last surviving female guppy that I have. Well, I decided to put her into a different tank, as I don't want a repeat to happen again since it's best to have a 2-to-1 ratio with the guppies. A few more days have passed and things started to look a little bit better. Our Cebu Blue Pothos has fully grown a new leaf. String algae has started to clear up a bit, the plants are starting to grow a little bit quicker now, and the myrophilium has started to grow some offshoots. Although it still isn't in the best condition, so I'm not sure how to feel about this. As for the guppies, they seem to be doing fine without any females, just like how my life is going. Anyway, at this point I've completely stopped the hydrogen peroxide treatment, as his tail seems to be doing a bit better now. I should also mention that since the start of the beginning of March, I haven't done any water changes at all. I'm just topping off the tank with tap water. Is this gonna bring disaster to the tank? Well, one way to find out. So, there's a certain plant in here that I completely forgot that it was even in there. Rotala waliki. This plant has been hiding behind the polysperma the entire time. It isn't looking the greatest like you would see in the pictures, but I'm more surprised that it's growing nonetheless. 2 more days have passed, and as you can see, the polysperma has grown quite a bit compared to the other plants. This plant is quite a treasure for people new to the hobby. It is now March 25th, 2022, and string algae has returned. Luckily, it's just on the anubias and not on the substrate like last time. But string algae isn't the only thing that has appeared. We've got some surface scum. This oil-looking film is actually a microbial biofilm. In other words, it's a colony of bacteria, protein, and other microorganisms. This isn't as harmful as it looks. Even shrimp will try to munch on it. However, it can have an impact on gas exchange, which may lower the tank's overall oxygen levels. One way to get rid of this is enough surface agitation, like an air stone, or using paper towel to scoop it up. Now with that out of the way, the polysperma has grown way too much and needs a trimming. I would then replant those trimmings to get more plants. Although when you do replant these, removing the leaves on the lower nodes will help with more root growth. Plus those leaves will die when they get buried into the substrate. I also recommend to remove any algae infested leaves. Now there's something I want to point out. This tank is still suffering from some nutrient deficiencies. With the S repens, you can see that some of the lower leaves are missing. This could indicate a potassium deficiency or early signs of a nitrogen deficiency, as the older leaves are reabsorbed by the plant to support new growth at the top. When looking at the polysperma, you will notice that the leaves look lighter and their veins a bit darker. This could indicate a magnesium deficiency. Plus, some of the stems look lighter overall, which indicates some sort of iron deficiency. String algae is back, which also means that the light may still be too strong, not enough nitrogen, or low CO2 levels. In my experience, it's either always too much light or CO2 issues. 5 days later, an idea came to my head. Should I try to DIY my own lid? And so, I got some lid supporters, rolled out and cut some stainless steel mesh, and then realized that this was a bad idea. But I ain't giving up. I got some plastic wrap and literally just wrapped up a cover that way. Except that the back end didn't work out too well, so I ditched that part. And that leads us to the end of March. Things aren't looking too great and there's still some work to do, but I believe I can get through it, just like with the war with diatoms. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, keep on scaping.